Tesla accessory brands want you to spend over $500 on a custom fit sub-trunk fridge. But is it actually better than a standard camping fridge? Well, I'm testing the Tlyard 35 litre out in the wild today to find out. Plus, we're going to see exactly what happens when a can of iron brew explodes inside your sub-trunk. Tlyard sent me this one to test, but they're also shipping a brand new one directly to one of you watching. Details on how to enter are in the pinned comment below, and make sure you hit subscribe because I'll be drawing the winner in our upcoming fridge comparison video in just a couple of weeks. Installation is absolutely a one-person job, though an extra set of hands wouldn't hurt. Just drop it in, lift the right side by the handle, and plug in the 12-volt cable. Then it's just a case of tucking it in behind the fridge and then plug in to the 12-volt outlet. Tlyard provides adhesive spacers to keep the trunk floor raised for proper ventilation. But if you use the Fruble Ultralite sleeping platform like I do, you don't even need them. The platform naturally raises the floor, giving the compressor even better airflow to breathe. But if you do need to use the spacers, you can stick them to the underside of the rear trunk cover as shown. Alternatively, you could probably stick them around the sub-trunk itself. And to demonstrate the ventilation gap, that's exactly what I'm going to do, just minus the sticking part. And I do apologise for all of the wiping down in this video. I was battling with the weather in the Scottish Highlands, but that's to be expected. And now that those spacers are in place, we can put down the rear trunk cover, and as you can see, there's a pretty decent gap there, probably about ½ inch, which looks adequate enough to allow any hot air to escape. Now it goes without saying, this fridge is massive. You've got a whole 35 litres of storage space to play with here. A standard grocery bag is about 18 litres, so you can fit approximately 2 full shopping bags inside this fridge. And one feature I absolutely love is the LED light inside the fridge. This is perfect for late night snacking, or if you've got a thirst to quench. Without a doubt, the massive storage space is the most impressive feature of this fridge. But this isn't just a fridge, it can actually run as low as -22 degrees Celsius, so you can choose to run this as a freezer as well. It does have a Bluetooth app, but right now I can't get mine to connect. I've reached out to support, but honestly it hasn't bothered me. The physical buttons are so responsive and easy to use, and it's really simple because it's just a fridge at the end of the day, so I haven't missed the app at all. Tlyard support were incredibly fast and helpful here. It actually turned out to be a simple phone setting. I just needed to allow Bluetooth access for the C-Fridge app in my phone's settings. Once I did that, it connected instantly. The app interface is super clean and makes controlling the temperature effortless. You can use the easy slider or the up and down arrows. And in terms of settings, you can actually name your fridge as well. You can also select temperature unit, change language, and even go between max and eco mode. And if you wish, you can change the voltage level as well. And you might be rightly wondering, if I run this as a freezer, how much of my Tesla battery is this fridge freezer going to chew through? Well, if we hook it up to my Jackery 500 watt Explorer power station, we can find out exactly how much juice this thing pulls. The fridge has got 2 cooling modes, Max and Eco. On Max mode, it pulls around 37 watts. And on Eco mode, it drops to around 34 watts. Which means you could theoretically run the fridge for approximately 22 to 28 days if you're using camp mode without climate control. But the real question is, does this fridge actually cool down to the temperature you've set it to? Well, the target temperature here is 4 degrees Celsius, and as you can see, the walls of the fridge are shown as -10 degrees Celsius. But if we look at the base of the fridge, it's showing as 4 degrees Celsius, which is exactly what our target temperature is. Don't be alarmed that the internal walls are reading much colder here, because this is completely normal. The evaporator coils are right behind those walls, and they have to cool down fast in order to bring the ambient air to the target temperature. So I've been able to spend the night here at Glenetive testing out the Tlyard sub-trunk fridge, and here's my thoughts after the first night. Before this trip I was honestly really concerned about the noise that the fridge would produce, because when I plugged it in and turned it on at home, it was pretty loud. Almost seemed louder than the camping fridge that we currently use. But I have to say, I have not heard this fridge at all the whole time that I've been here. I'm going to have to move this can because it's getting so windy here it might fall over. But as I was saying, that could be because the sub-trunk has actually been cold during the night, because the temperature outside has been about 5 degrees, and it's 5 degrees that I've set the target temperature to on the fridge. So perhaps the compressor just didn't need to actually work that much at all. So it'll be interesting to see in the warmer months if we actually hear more noise and there's more heat generated from the fridge as well. But overall it's been fantastic. I've been able to fit so much food into that fridge. And I think perhaps with it perfectly fitting in the sub-trunk, it might actually create some sound insulation as well. So I'm really looking forward to testing this out on more trips, especially longer road trips where we're going to need a lot more food on the go. And I was also worried that the fridge would overheat given that there's not a lot of ventilation space. But just like the noise, there was no issues with the heat at all. The cabin didn't get any warmer than it normally would have. So after thoroughly testing out this fridge for 2 days, I need to say one thing. It is far from perfect. My biggest gripe is the lack of an organiser basket, because your soft fruits and veg are going to get crushed by anything heavy. And at this price point, I think throwing in a fridge organiser isn't asking for much. So what's the final verdict? Is it overkill for a couple doing a 1 to 2 night trip? Yes. In that scenario, you could definitely get away with a smaller camping fridge, just like we do with an 18 litre version. But if you have a family of 4 or you're doing a massive grocery haul on a long road trip, having 35 litres of cool storage hidden cleanly under the floor is incredible. Don't forget to comment your dream road trip destination down below to win this exact model. Subscribe if you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you in the next one. That's the bed all set up, privacy screens installed. Well, yesterday was a bit of a washout.